What's up there? This is Keith Kelfis with I Am Ability. In this video series, I am taking you with me on my journey and documenting my whole body cleanse and detox regimen that I do yearly. And if you're interested in this information, watch the previous videos. And I believe it's very important to do a minimum, an annual whole body cleanse and detox. So here I am, it's evening, I'm in my car about to go to the Better Health food store to get another juiced green grass drink with wheatgrass, spirulina, kale, cabbage, stuff like that, and beets. Now, 3 days without food, am I hungry? Yes, I've had full-blown fantasies about food. You never thought you'd fantasize about food. I thought that I would be absolutely freaking out and angry, and I thought that I would be constantly on the fence and biting my nails and breaking down. But the crazy weird thing is I'm not. I'm very calm. And it's putting me in states of awareness, little by little, like peeling off the layers of a jawbreaker, because you realize that the human body was designed for feast or famine. We weren't designed to eat 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, and clogging the digestive system. I went to a colonics therapy session today, and the nurse lady there, or the homeopathic lady there, and that was an interesting but phenomenal experience. I believe that everybody should do it. Unbelievable. And I also, before I'll get back, I left with psyllium husk, and I also got bentonite clay to remove the mucoid plaque out of the digestive system. So I'm doing a complete clean out and revitalizing the body from the inside out. Very important. But the lady told me that when Elvis died, they measured his colon, they weighed it, and that would be the small intestine, then the large intestine, or the your colon, the sigmoid colon, weighed 57 pounds. So I've looked at pictures. I've been doing a lot of study and research, and this is stuff I never learned growing up. Nobody talks about this. The deep naturopathic stuff that we're lied to about the medical system. So anyways, they cut people open and they take their intestines and they put it on, and it's not like you see like in the medical picture of your intestines, like the squiggly. These are like, it's bloated like a full-blown anaconda snake, packed with food and fucking cheeseburgers and fries and milkshakes and shit, just crammed and smashed in the intestines. And everybody's dehydrated, and this shit is trying to work its way through. We just keep cramming shit into our fucking mouth. Cheeseburgers and french fries and Taco Bell and chicken and turkey, and it's unbelievable. And I'm learning that what happens is the lymphatic system completely backs up. That's the reason people are getting diseases. Do you know that, like, fibromyalgia is no more than uric acid or urine acid? The acidity from your urine, you can't even get out. The lymphatic system can't dump quickly enough and filter through the kidneys, so it's backing up, and it's actually urine seeping through your body. Now you're trying to sweat it out. The body's making all attempts to heal itself and to protect itself, so now it's uric acid. You're in pain in your joints, and you feel inflamed, and you feel exhausted and weak. This is acids going and floating through the body. When you eat too much meat, right? There's acidity in meat and these proteins. So the body was meant to digest amino acids, not the meat itself. A lot of people would argue with that, but when meat sits in your lower intestine, it becomes putrid and it rots. No, I'm not against eating meat. I just personally don't eat it, and the only reason I'm just kind of flowing and talking here. I went vegetarian 2.5 years ago. I'm not the type of person who would go vegetarian. All growing up, I loved to lift weights. I worked out all the time. I used to be about 210 pounds of muscle. I worked out 3 hours a day. I was obsessed, and at one point I even had ripped abs. But I was like a football player. I worked out all the time. I was always landscaping and working my ass off, and I loved chicken with fucking barbecue sauce roasted on the barbecue. Oh, I love steak, man. My favorite would be like a New York strip steak. I would take the bone, the T-bone of the T-bone steak, and I would sit there and I would eat the little last bit of meat off the bone. Oh, cook that bitch up medium or medium rare, with seasoning, salt, my mouth's watering. Think about so good fucking ribs. Oh shit, bitches. So the reason I don't eat meat, I do eat fish though, is because of everything I've studied about meat. When you're ingesting the information in the blood of that animal, you're now taking on that animal's experience, that animal's fear in the slaughterhouse. And I believe, personally, my personal belief is that this is just my beliefs, right? I'm not saying that this is the truth. I just believe this crazy shit. I believe that it literally lowers the vibrational like your brainwave frequencies of alpha, beta, delta, theta. It lowers the vibrational frequency of your awareness and it puts you in a fear state. Now, for me, at the time, 2.5 years ago, I might go back to eating only grass-fed and grass-finished, completely organic, no recombinant bovine growth hormone, no antibiotics, clean meat. I might go back to eating that because there's beneficial vitamin B's, like I think it's B12 and iron in it. But anyways, at the time of my life, back in 2010, 11, 12, I've had traumas such as a bad car accident or two, and I was very, very broke and depressed and struggling and scrambling in survival mode. I had gotten sued back then. I got in a car accident, and I didn't have any insurance, so the insurance company sued me. So I racked up like 30 grand in debt by the time I was in my mid-20s. And I was scrambling for survival and constantly and in fear and anxiety, not sleeping. I mean, I was a complete fucking mess of a human being. I was fucked up. You could have said I had mental problems because I was schizophrenic. I was not right because of the stress, and that could do that to somebody. So I had to take measures by any means necessary as far as meditation, spiritual practice, going to church and praying, hypnosis, eating extremely healthy. I went vegetarian, so we stopped eating pork. And the reason I say you wouldn't want to eat pork, did you know that if you watch factory farming videos, especially pork, so they're fattened up for the slaughter, they're pumped with all these steroids and all these hormones to make them as fat as possible. There's so much acidity and toxins inside of that poor pig. I say that poor pig. That's how my wife talks. She's vegetarian too. Oh, that poor animal. But it's true that actually the back of their legs in the farm split open. The skin splits open from its swelling, and toxins and acids are actually dripping off of the pig's legs because it has no way else to excrete these toxins faster. That's how fucking toxic the meat is. When you eat pork, you're literally ingesting. You're like, but the fucking bacon is delicious, bitches. I understand. Oh my god, a BLT. I love a BLT, dude, with fucking stacked with bacon and lettuce and tomato and salt and pepper all over it, bitch. You bite it and the fucking bacon crunches. Fucking mayo on that bitch. Oh my god, give me a BLT. Yeah, you gotta stop this, man. Anyways, so I quit eating pork and then quit eating. And then I was just eating chicken, like Boston Market over here by my house on Saturday nights. Buy one, get one free. Oh, Boston Market with the rotisserie chickens. But here's what happens. One of my friends is a vegan. He's a hardcore vegan. I think he's crazy. But he doesn't eat any meat products at all. And he said to me, once you go vegetarian, you start to notice and see the world in a different way. It's like Neo being ripped out of the Matrix. Here's what happens. He noticed on Thanksgiving, and I did too, the family members, when they're taking the turkey out of the oven or out of the broaster and they're cutting it with a knife, the whole family crowds around the fucking turkey or the ham. And they start acting like they're a cult, and they start acting like they're in a seance, and they're all salivating, and they all act really weird. He's a vegan sitting there going, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Is this like a seance or a ritual? And it is, and we don't notice that we're doing it. So, now I have eaten meat as an experiment. Probably a couple times a year I might eat it, but I don't eat meat because I want to be as healthy and clean and lean as possible. want to live long, have a lot of missions and goals in life. You can also get into fruits and vegetables. Okay, so what do you eat if you can't eat meat? You literally eat sandwiches without meat. You eat tofu. You eat all these crazy, weird vegetarian meat products that you're like, I would never eat that. That's disgusting. What do you mean this is vegan cheese? It's vegan meat. It's vegan. It's meat without meat? What is this? Tofurkey? Yeah. And at first that was totally weird to me. I'm like, anybody who eats that is a fucking weirdo. I really felt that way. I'm like, why'd you eat chicken nuggets that aren't meat? What is this? And you bite it, and it's like made out of like grains, but it tastes like chicken. You dip it in barbecue sauce. It's not that bad, but now, if I eat a real chicken nugget, that's disgusting to me. It tastes like you make this shift, and some people say they would never do that. Well, the reason is it's for health and well-being. It's to run your body at clean, optimal levels. Why? The deepest question is, why would you do all this crazy shit? For me, it was that I couldn't break through. I had brick walls in my life, and it took certain levels and disciplines and certain levels of health and well-being and retraining and reframing my mind and actually rebuilding the neurons in my brain and in my nervous system and health and well-being and a proper gut level bacteria in my gut, the good bacteria, and proper mental, physical, emotional, spiritual fitness in order to break through and hit new levels in my life, and I have. And I realized something powerful. I'm going to wrap this video up. That there are levels of success that have to precede financial. Well, there are people who make money without those preceding levels. I know a few. But at least for me, to make more money in my life, which I have, from back then, I could say I've quadrupled my income, which is really cool. But there's levels and building blocks inside of your life and your psychology, and just, I can't even explain it with words. It would be an hour-long video, multiple hour-long videos, that you can become very wealthy in that have nothing to do with fucking fiat paper bullshit money. Money is nothing but a derivative, and it's bullshit. It's nothing. Real money is like silver and gold. Or real money is wealth and health. Real money is loving relationships. Real money is being real value. Is learning how to be a present and awake person and loving to your spouse, your girlfriend, your fiance, your wife. Eventually, when you have kids, how to be a good father. Real wealth is, getting good sleep and eating healthy and loving and being present to the people around you and being a fully alive, energized person. But the highest level of evolution is that of contribution, is that of giving back to others. The highest level of evolution is giving back and creating value for other people. Now, there's some things that I've come to in my journey, because these building blocks, there's lines, levels, states, and stages of consciousness. You can learn about this in Ken Wilber's Cosmic Consciousness and the 1, 2, 3 of God. It's not about God, but it's called the 1, 2, 3 of God because he breaks down this whole there's mythological mindsets, and there's magical mindsets, there's states of consciousness from back then, and we've built all the way up to now to integral consciousness. And that's the future of spirituality, why it must be integral. This all ties in. But you build integral consciousness to the point now where when you're in first stage consciousness, there's first, second, and third stage consciousness. We're going to talk about this stuff with Coach Rob. If you're still on the video, give me a thumbs up. Coach Rob from EgoEdge.com. He's a good friend of mine. He's an NLP certified hypnotherapist master, a personal mastery coach. The guy's amazingly conscious human being. He's always in a state of calm presence. Like, I think the only thing that could get him out of that is you might have to like put a gun to his head, or no, not even that. I think I said, when are you out of the state? He goes, maybe torture would probably bring me out of the state. So, and it took him years to get to that point. But once you get to these points, you crest. Something called cresting, like a sine wave. You can crest and actually get momentum and take flight in your consciousness, and now start to like extrapolate information just off one tiny piece, almost like the DNA reads what's going to be in the body. Your whole body for the future. You can extrapolate information and develop a sixth sense where now you become very intuitive. Oh my God, you become psychic. And it's happening in my life where I walk up to people. I could walk up to somebody and I can get into some deep stories. If you've seen some of my past videos where you can like literally, I'll just say, you can lay hands on people. Not me, I've never done this, but that gets to the point where people could become yogis and Zen masters. They can lay hands on people and heal people. They can, I'm not even going to go in that direction. Some deep shit, dog. Okay, I'm going to finish this video up. I'm walking up in the Better Health Marketplace to get me a delicious juice. And I wish you the best of success. Please give this video a thumbs up. Leave some comments below. And let me know what you think. Subscribe to my channel. I am Ability. And cool. Peace out.